Our top tips for negotiating a Salesforce renewal is one, drive that roadmap process as early and as efficiently as possible. Identify specifically what you're using now and what you plan to use over the next 3 to 5 years. Let's break that down for a second. Part of our process over at TNG is a thing we call the right sizing process. And right sizing is all about making sure you eliminate your shelfware, you identify your license utilization, right? So meaning how do you actually need to use licenses inside your company? 8 out of 10 of our customers are over licensed, meaning they're paying for licenses for a greater capability than they need. And so that's another quick win opportunity for everyone to do. As an example, identify whether or not you actually need a Salesforce Lightning Unlimited Edition license versus an Enterprise Edition. It might just so happen how you naturally use the tool, you only need an Enterprise Edition versus Unlimited Edition. That's naturally a 20+% savings per month. That can really add up. So one is identify what you're using now, identify what you're paying for now, and there's a delta in between. Eliminate that shelfware off your next renewal. That's easy. Nobody needs a master's degree to figure that out, right? Next, identify how you're using the platform and how you plan to use it over the next 3 to 5 years. That digital capability roadmap is going to inform your license strategy. And that license strategy is what tells you what actual products and services you need. Again, most customers are paying for higher capability than they actually need. So this is not even negotiating price yet. This is just figuring out what you need. So that's the second step. The third step is how does your company plan to increase or decrease that capability, AKA those licenses or services, over the next 3 to 5 years? Do you see it increasing by 10%, decreasing by 20%? Do you see a prospective acquisition or divestiture in the forefront? That's extremely common, by the way, and that needs to be taken with very careful consideration. Those are the things that are going to inform your roadmap. That will allow you to prepare yourself for engaging with Salesforce in the most effective and efficient way. And quite frankly, Salesforce will enjoy it too, because they're going to see a customer that's highly organized. It'll cut down on the back and forth significantly. You also need to develop an internal negotiation team very quickly. Depending on your size of the organization, you need to have procurement involved, you need to have IT involved, and you need to have the business unit heads involved. By business unit heads, there's usually multiple commercial units inside of a company. There's marketing, legal, etc. All of the different commercial functions inside of an actual business need to be part of the negotiation team, the core team. That will allow you to triage questions and issues very, very quickly. So those are your first immediate steps. Also, to hold yourself accountable to a timeline of events. It always takes our clients longer than they think when they do it themselves to negotiate and prepare to negotiate, specifically with Salesforce. As a result, they run out of runway to negotiate the deal, and they're forced against this arbitrary renewal date that they have to make a decision by, right? Now, the reality of the case is when you have a renewal contract with Salesforce, yes, there's a renewal date, but it's very easy to extend. And they'll tell you you can't, but it's very easy to extend by 30, 60, or 90 days if needed. Obviously, you should plan to renew on that end date and plan out 6 months previous from that end date. If you're not doing that, you're not going to leave yourself enough time. The real negotiation happens about 3 months prior to the renewal date. This all has to do with Salesforce's playbook and how they play into their renewal customers.